the showrunner for this show. And I know in the past you've talked about there's a great advantage to that because you don't really have to go to someone else or sit and spend time with someone else kind of working something out. You work it out because you're like, well, what would she do? Would she do this? Why? Because that's how we wrote it and that's how we decided to do it. But what is the...
I'm like Sybil, I'm just talking to myself all the time. Yes.
This is Hollywood, everyone's like Sybil.
Yeah.
But what is
Sybil
it?
Shepherd?
What is it in terms of...
Quality references tonight. Odd Couple and Sybil Shepherd. We're talking to an audience of 79-year-olds.
I've been in a coma since 1976. This is all I know. Sorry, go ahead.
So what is it like for you managing those two, you know, you've got two full-time jobs?
Well, the truth of it is that I have two incredible teams who help me do everything. My writing staff, who is the best copywriting staff in the business, and a very small staff. Funny and are such nimble improvisers, so that the show is very, very scripted. But when we change things on the fly, which happens a lot, and Ike is the on-set producer with his writing partner David Stassen. They can just pick up stuff, because things change on the fly and we rewrite things and the actors are good. And like I said, they're just very nimble. So the truth of it is, it's made easy because I have these incredible teams. And the network is just incredibly supportive of our story breaking, and that's not always the case with some shows and their network executives. So largely I'm working with a lot of really smart, creative, fun people. Also, I'm a brilliant genius. I have a lot of Grace Under Pressure, which is another show.
Another great show.
Another great hard reference, Brett Butler.
Grace Under Pressure. Love that show.
Grace Under Fire.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Howard.
You said you were going to say fuck you,
I'm sorry. Two things I said I wouldn't say.
You
Fuck
said
you
go
and
with
Jew.
it.
Both directed at me.
I understand the drug addiction now. Every day you put up with that?
Every day.
Yeah.
You're a brave
Plus
man.
texts.
You're
Yeah.
a brave man.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about how the show has evolved over the past 2 seasons?
It's evolved
That's the
great.
best answer.
I always feel so not eloquent talking about TV shows because I just watch them and I like them or I don't. And I like this one. I love it and I keep loving it more. So I guess it's evolving awesomely.
Is that not the best answer ever?
Zoe, she's a little better. She forgot to wear pants tonight.
I never wear pants.
And a lack of pants leads to better answers, my friend.
Absolutely.
So Ed, how are you feeling about where your character is in the show now? I mean, he's become a more, I guess, a more
Handsome.
rounded. I actually wouldn't say he's become more handsome because how could you become more handsome?
This guy.
I'm not good at it. Yes.
No, I mean, the second season was great because he sort of became this kind of acting manager, which made him more frustrated and more neurotic, and that was a really fun colour to play. The fat suit, not so much. It's a little warm at times. But, no, it was great. Yeah.
Mindy, as you plot out the shows, do you plot them out over an entire season, or do you guys just you talked about the improvisation and changing things on the fly.
Mm-hmm.
So is there an arc? I mean, did we know Mindy and Danny were going to end up, or was that like, well, we're just going to see how we get there?
No, we never improvise anything on such a huge scale as story or anything. I'm just saying it will change lines in a scene if it looks different on its feet. But one thing I always do envy about cable shows is there's a very finite amount. You can go into a pre-production period and plan out the entire thing. And I've seen Matt Weiner, who I of course admire so much, talk about that. And so we have the benefit and the deficit. When you have a show with so many episodes, it's you can't possibly plan out the whole thing, but you also have the luxury of, that's working. So let's do more of that. So we try to do it, I would say, in sizable chunks of we'll do a section. And last year, and when she was dating someone, it sometimes would kind of work out with the person she was dating. So we had Anders Holm when he wasn't on Workaholics, who's a great actor, super funny, and we'd have a little arc with Casey, and then Glenn Howerton. And but now what's nice is we know that it's going to be Danny and Mindy going into it, so we're really treating it like a cable show in the best possible way, where we're plotting things in advance, and I'm just so excited for you guys to see it. It's so good. And these guys have such funny stuff to do in it, and so yeah, I'm really excited about that.
You don't look so excited.
I don't?
No.
I was just resting the microphone on my head for a second.
Ike's gonna go star in a Tina Fey.
Yeah.
male sexual attractive lead. I don't mean to sound
It's a
surprised.
science fiction film, I guess. How could that be possible?
No, you're
Isn't it set in 1940s Russia?
I play a strongman in a Russian circus. No. We couldn't be more excited. Everywhere we go, out of everything I've ever done, it's like 5% everything I've ever done and 95% this show. People love it to see you guys are so passionate about it. And the question that I've been getting, not just on Twitter or Facebook or like weird emails from people I went to grade school with, but like, what happens next season? What happens next season? What are they, a couple now? What's going on? So it's really fun to kind of see where it's going to go.
And also, I mean, you guys, the characters have become, I guess in a lot of comedies, they're basically just one or two characters. And everyone kind of revolves around them, and everyone kind of does their thing and their shtick, and there's guest. This show, it really is, it's got your name, but it's an ensemble piece, and it all works together. So how have you guys developed that dynamic over the 2 seasons? Because it'd be very easy to fall into the standard format, where it's just like, it's you and Danny, and everyone else is kind of like, they're 5 shades.
We just kind of go from story to story, and there are going to be stories that lend themselves to a couple. You know what I mean? That lend themselves to, You've Got Sex, which is a great episode, Mindy wrote it, where Danny and Mindy, me and Peter, blah, blah, blah. But great quality. There's a lot of episodes too where we have like a party, where we have like some kind of office crisis, and those are personally my favorite episodes because we all do every couple-y episode we have where we all play smaller parts. The next episode is kind of more of an ensemble piece.
Also, I feel like hanging out on the set, we all just get to know what's funny about each other and what's ridiculous about each other.
You do a lot of hanging out on the set, or is it mainly the room? It's a nice mixture of both. That's a good day. You're really hanging your hat on that drum. Can't get past it.
You brought it up.
I did not bring it up, you brought it up.
And then you opened up about it.
And then I agreed to it, and now it's a giant intervention.
No one is a drug addict on the stage. I didn't know that I was going to have to say that tonight.
It's okay. It's okay. It's not
You just have to come out with
Yeah.
Mindy, it's alright. It makes it seem like I'm a better actor, that I've overcome all this stuff. Every day is a struggle. But I get through it because of this great support team.
And the drugs.
And then the drugs, yeah. Pump you up and take you down.
So to talk a little bit about this, I'd like to ask, just going right down, what's your favorite episode of the season?
Well, I do like the finale the best. Wasn't that a great show? On the big screen, and I started crying when I watched it at home from the time that Springsteen starts and we rest. And I don't think I was alone. And I even took a video of my husband, who's from Long Island, and tries to be a tough guy. And I looked at him, little tears, which I loved. He got very lucky that night.
You should have done our TV video instead of all show.
Apparently, Beth has sex like she's a guest, like a viewer of the Arsenio Hall show.
What was your favorite episode? What was your favorite line that I had last night?
What's your favorite episode?
I mean, the finale I thought was fantastic.
Oh my God, that could be everybody's favorite episode.
I know, that scene in the bathroom always gets me.
The one with the bus was pretty good.
The bus one was good.
You had a lot of good scenes in the bus one. Most of them involving falling flat on your face.
Was the bus one actually? Believe it or not, I
Did you
thought.
like the crowd control?
Yeah, that was.
It's so weird.
It was so weird. Shooting downtown with all these weird people that didn't speak. Yeah.
The poster on the bus is the worst poster ever.
It's posted up right on the middle of the main thoroughfare of Universal Studios. So Mindy sneezing, and Pally looks like he just fucking opened his checks on his bar mitzvah day. And Ed looks okay.
That's fine.
Messina looks like, as you pointed out, a Mexican attorney. It's the funniest 4 pictures of these people. That is my favorite episode. I thought Anna Gunn was really great. I loved I like Mindy interacting with highfalutin society. And when she
Name droppers.
and she loves it. And there's a scene in it that makes me laugh so hard when she, they offer her a hot cookie when she comes in, and she grabs 8 cookies and runs away. Like that video of the raccoon eating cat food on YouTube. It's a great video. You should YouTube it. That's my
Speaking of a raccoon, Peppy makes a cameo.
Dominic, you're like a true fan. You know, like deep, like you know the name of the raccoon.
Yeah,
That's
that's
fantastic. I love that.
All right. So, what's your favorite episode?
I really
Are
like-
you really gonna say the finale?
No, I'm not.
Oh,
I'm
thank
just saying,
God.
there's an episode, it's called Indian BBW that we did. Jeremy Bronson wrote that episode, and Bill Hader comes back. And what I love about that episode, Messina's very funny when he has meningitis, but what I really love about, there's two things I love about that episode. One is that Pally takes a really long time for him to figure it out. There's a scene where he goes like, wait. He figures it out, which I like, and also that's a scene where there's a couple things that when I first started the show, I had images of things that I wanted, and over the course of the seasons, I've been lucky enough to have a couple of them actually come true, and that was Chris Messina reading to Mindy Bridget Jones' diary, and an accent against his will, and then it happened, and it was better than I kind of imagined it, which is like if you get to the position, which I'm sure many people in here want to be writers and actresses, and you will want to get to do it. When that happens, it just feels so magical.
I was watching that episode with my wife, and when she started reading it to you, she was like, "Oh, that's so hot." And it occurred to me, there's been several times, like women love Messina on a crazy level, so much so that I was recently at a wedding. And a friend of mine, I was talking to his wife, and she's obsessed with the show, and she's like, "Oh, I love this, I love this, I love this." And I was like, "You like Messina?" And the look that she gave me, unmistakably, in front of her husband, unmistakably said, "I have masturbated." Yes, this is not.
You don't think you were reading into that look a little?
I mean, I could just picture her in her bathtub.
That look.
Madame, what was your favorite episode? That video thing keeps coming back. The show got canceled, dude. Let it go. I know. I was trying so hard too. He came back so
I know, but there was no woo-woo.
There was a lot of no woo-woo on that show. There was
That's
no.
what's missing. I think my favorite, besides the finale, I love the montage of all your Lukes. Like look after look after look was exciting, and I love Magic Morgan. I think that's the one where we were introduced to the fat steps and like heartache days and that pizza box scene where he's like.
Mindy said at one point, "These are fat steps." Chris Christie wears these on the campaign trail. He's gonna be our next president.
Tracy Wakefield came up with Fat Steps, right?
I believe that sounds like a Wakefield joke.
It has the word fat in it. It's such a bad.
They would sell zero
Brooke
shoes.
Burke is the
celebrity
spokesperson.
spokesperson,
It
yeah.
has like the funny thing about
Wait,
this
is
job
that
is
Brooke Burke's husband?
no, she's also going to sue David Gervais just
right.
because he's very litigious, but Brooke Burke is the spokesperson. But the thing about it is we get, in our writer's room, it's really funny to attach to a thing and then the product takes on its own life, which is fun about that. And
We're
the
still
pizza box
waiting.
thing was really
Pizza boxing. We're still waiting for that. We pitched this whole story where Morgan is involved in a pyramid scheme where he's selling, like instead of an energy drink, it's energy soup. It's like a hot chowder, but it has a lot of caffeine. And we end up not doing the story, but we have to do it.
No one wants hot soup like before they work out or after
No,
they work
check it out. All you do, you put down 2 bowls of it before you lift weights. And you
Morgan, I can't give you $25,000 for this stupid
I
idea.
just need startup funds. Startup.
Are we seeing a season 3 spoiler here?
We might be.
Energy soup. And that'll really sell in California.
Oh, people will love it, you kidding?
All right. Favorite episode?
I have so many. I liked. I don't remember the name of it, but I had fun on the episode where Ike and I were locked in a bathroom.
The desert.
The desert.
No, LA was the first one. The desert was. The hardest you and I laughed though was the episode before that when we're getting kicked out of that nightclub.
Yeah, that was the hardest I've ever laughed on the show by far. Was the scene? I don't know if it made in the cut, but it's so funny when Ike and I walk up to a bouncer.
Oh, in an LA, fancy LA.
Yeah, the fancy LA pool party, and they won't let us in. And Ike goes, "I know what she wants to bribe," and then he pulls out like a ton of loose change. And we couldn't stop laughing because he was like dropping it.
He goes to the 80 yard, he drops all this change on the ground, you're so embarrassed. He's like, I'll handle this. And then we have him ADR because we can't help ourselves to him. you're missing out on like 16, 17 minutes.
And the whole time, Pally's going, "What the fuck are you doing?"
That was fun. I like that. I also like part of the fun of that I have on the show is the guest stars come in and you get to do like full days, which are like mini movies with these unbelievable actors and actresses that you would never get to work with otherwise. And,
Oh, like Peter McNichol.
Peter McNichol was
That
so
was,
awesome.
He played the rabbi. I don't know if you get the episode where they pretend to be Jewish.
Mark Duplass and Jenna Dewana, all these people. It's so fun, you know, that you don't get a chance to do that often. As
Oh, and Franco, the world's biggest weirdo. Franco spent a week with us. Okay.
Do you mind if I read my book? Did he actually read them, or did he do the thing like realize? Oh, that book's upside down. Yeah. No, he was reading them. He's a fast reader.
He was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Super strange dude.
He said to me on like day 3, "So what do you do on the show?"
To which you responded.
Everything.
The biggest he laughed, and he enjoyed was when Tamara said in the premiere, "I come back with short hair."
So yeah, the one Dave Stassen's line that
Dave
I told
Stassen.
you.
What's the line like?
I told you, little boy, we don't want no candy.
Tamara, I hired you on here.
I'm your friend. I know you. And Franco lost it.
Franco, like we hear him laughing out. He loved that. He really liked Tamara.
He loves everyone and he loves best friend.
Oh my
because
God,
they've done
it's just, I mean, they-
multiple films
They're in the
together.
same theater clique together.
They're in the cool actor clique.
To that, there's also a cool audience click. Do we have any questions from you guys?
Segue.
There's, okay, you with the whoop whoop up there. Let's hear it.
How was making out with Danny?
Pally, that's for you.
Good lips.
Big, soft, wet lips.
Good. He's a great kisser,
Yeah.
and he's a handsy guy.
Really?
Handsy.
He's so
Yeah.
handsome. Remember when we were in the airport and you were shooting the airport scene and we did the first take and he went so hard that everyone at Video Village was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
We all were like,
I think he has a fetish for pregnant women.
Some fun to hear. Some fun to hear.
We have a lot of pregnant background on the show. A lot of like the actors like that come in. Messina will like walk up to one of his 8 months pregnant and go, "What do you do?" He's like, "Oh, in 6 weeks." He's like, "You're so fucking beautiful." Fucking pervert.
Sounds more like Mark Wahlberg on PlayStation.
He's very passionate guy.
Very passionate.
All right,
Italian.
question down here, madame.
Hi. So obviously you guys aren't alive, like you guys don't have a live audience. How does it feel to watch the finale with all of us laughing at the screen and getting that feedback like, oh my God, that's
Oh, it must suck.
I was really looking forward to it. This is so rare for us to get to hear this, and most of us are like, and I mean, we all do live performance, and we love to do that. So it's so much fun to watch it on a big screen.
Awesome.
Anybody else? The lady there, sorry. Yes. Your friend's pointing at you, that would be yes.
All of the ways you just described her were completely nondescript. You just went, "That lady there, you, next to her. The one with the friend pointing. Not that one, that one. You over there, stand. There you go, no, not you. No, that one, the one in the shirt. The one in bro, do you want some?"
Don't leave pauses.
not only love Danny, but understand Danny because we saw other Castellanos. Will we get to like understand Mindy next season through her family?
Well, we met Rishi, who is the hilarious Karsh. He's super funny.
And we're gonna see more of him. It's tough with my parents, I think, a little, because obviously there's a slightly smaller pool of actors too. A little bit, and also my dad is such a narcissist. That you're like, I'm handsomer than that. I'm like, but Dad, I'm not the person. Like, but eventually, I think that'd be great.
Absolutely, especially when you're dating Danny. There's always that moment where your parents meet. So
I'm also obsessed with Danny's mom. That's a character that we've been talking about for next season a little bit, and we have some really great ideas. And pitching on her is a lot of fun. But it's easier for him because he's more damaged by his family, whereas Mindy's family is a little bit. it's kind of less fun to pitch on people where it's like, yeah, she had a pretty good upbringing and didn't. She
And they were
didn't
so
start a lot.
supportive.
They're so supportive, and so it's but definitely they are. We always think about them. Yeah.
Do you want to pick the next question?
Sure. The woman in the blue dress who's waving her hand frantically. You seem like someone that I've described adequately.
Mindy, I just wanted to say, going off what you were saying about there being a smaller pool of Indian actors, I just wanted to say thank you so much for representing girls like me, because it means so much to us, seriously.
You're welcome.
To have
It's my pleasure.
the hot dudes in the audience, for all of you. But Mindy, I just wanted to say you are my biggest inspiration, and it means so much to have an Indian woman on smart and witty, and she has flaws and she has strengths, and that means so much to girls like me. So thank you.
Well, I have to say we can't end it any better than that.
That was amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everyone.
In front of her husband, unmistakably said, "I have masturbated." Yes, this is not.
You don't think you were reading into that look a little?
I mean, I could just picture her in her bathtub.
That look.
Madame, what was your favorite episode? You're sitting with me, keep coming back, and show got canceled, dude. Let's go. I know, I was trying so hard too. He came back so
I know, but there was no woo-woo.
There was a lot of no woo-woo on that show. There was
That's
no.
what's missing. I think my favorite, besides the finale, I love the montage of all your Lukes. Like look after look after look was exciting, and I love Magic Morgan. I think that's the one where we were introduced to the fat steps and like heartache days and that pizza box scene where he's like.
Mindy said at one point, "These are fat steps." Chris Christie wears these on the campaign trail. He's gonna be our next president.
Tracy Wakefield came up with fat steps, right?
I believe that sounds like a Wakefield show.
It has the word fat in it. It's such a bad.
They would sell zero
Brooke
shoes.
Burke is the
celebrity
spokesperson.
spokesperson, yeah.
It has the funny thing about
Wait,
this
is
job
that Brooke Burke's husband?
No, she's also going to sue David Gervais just
right.
because he's very litigious, but Brooke Burke is the spokesperson. But the thing about it is we get, in our writer's room, it's really funny, attached to a thing, and then the product takes on its own life, which is fun about that. And
We're
the
still
pizza box
waiting.
thing was really
Pizza boxing. We're still waiting for that. We pitched this whole story where Morgan is involved in a pyramid scheme where he's selling, like instead of an energy drink, it's energy soup. It's like a hot chowder, but it has a lot of caffeine in it. And we end up not doing the story, but we have to do it.
No one wants hot soup like before they work out or
I
after
know,
they work
check it out. All you do, you put down 2 bowls of it before you lift weights.
Morgan, I can't give you $25,000 for this stupid
I
idea.
just need startup funds. Startup.
Are we seeing a season 3 spoiler here?
We might be.
Energy soup. And that will really sell in California.
Oh, people will love it, you kidding?
All right. Favorite episode?
I have so many. I liked. I don't remember the name of it, but I had fun on the episode where Ike and I were locked in a bathroom.
The desert.
The desert.
LA?
No, LA was the first one. The desert was. The hardest you and I laughed though was the episode before that when we're getting kicked out of that nightclub.
Yeah, that was the hardest I've ever laughed on the show by far. Was the scene. I don't know if it made in the cut, but it is so funny when Ike and I walk up to a bouncer.
Oh, in an LA, fancy LA.
Yeah, the fancy LA pool party, and they won't let us in. And Ike goes, "I know what she wants to bribe," and then he pulls out like a ton of loose change. And we couldn't stop laughing because he was like dropping it.
He goes to the 80-yard, he drops all this change on the ground, you're so embarrassed. He's like, "I'll handle this." And then we have him ADR because we can't help ourselves to him. You're missing out on like 16, 17 cents.
And the whole time, Pat's going, "What the fuck are you doing?"
That was fun. I like that. I also like part of the fun of that I have on the show is the guest stars come in and you get to do like full days, which are like mini movies with these unbelievable actors and actresses that you would never get to work with otherwise. And,
Oh, like Peter McNichol.
Peter McNichol was
That
so
was,
awesome.
He played the rabbi. I don't know if you guys, the episode where they pretend to be Jewish. He
Mark Duplass and Jenna Dewana, all these people. It's so fun, you know, that you don't get a chance to do that often. As
Oh, and Franco, the world's biggest weirdo. Franco spent a week with us. Okay.
Do you mind if I read my book? Did he actually read them, or did he do the thing like realize? Oh, that book's upside down. No, he was reading them. He's a fast reader.
He was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Super strange dude.
He said to me on like day 3, so what do you do on the show?
To which you responded.
Everything.
The biggest he laughed, and he enjoyed, was when Tamara said in the premiere, I come back with short hair.
So yeah, the one Dave Stassen's line that I told you.
What's the line? Like,
I told you, little boy, we don't want no candy.
Tamara, I hired you over here.
I'm your friend, I know you, and Franco lost it.
Franco, like, we hear him laughing out. We love that. We really like Tamara.
He loves best friend.
Oh my
because
God,
they've
it's just, I mean,
multiple films
they're in the
together.
same theater clique together.
They're in the cool actor clique.
To that, there's also a cool audience clique. Do we have any questions from you guys?
Segue.
There's, okay, you with the whoop whoop up there. Let's hear it.
How was making out with Danny?
Callie, that's for you.
Good lips.
Big, soft, wet lips. Yeah.
Good. He's a great kisser.
Yeah.
And he's a handsy guy.
Really?
Handsy.
He's so handsome.
Yeah.
Remember when we were in the airport and you were shooting the airport scene and we did the first take and he went so hard that everyone at Video Village was like, whoa!
Yeah.
We all were like,
I think he has a fetish for pregnant women.
some fun to hear. Some fun to hear.
We have a lot of pregnant background on the show. A lot of like the actors like that come in. Messina will like walk up to one of his 8 months pregnant and go, "What do you do?" He's like, "Oh, in 6 weeks." He's like, "You're so fucking beautiful." Fucking pervert.
It's very
Sound more like
passionate
Mark Wahlberg on Quick.
He's very passionate guy.
Very passionate.
All right,
Yeah.
question down here, madame.
Hi. So obviously you guys aren't alive, like you guys don't have a live audience. How does it feel to watch the finale with all of us laughing at the screen and getting that feedback like, oh my god, that.
Oh, I must suck. Totally right.
I was really looking forward to it. This is so rare for us to get to hear this, and most of us are like, and I mean, we all do live performance, and we love to do that. So it's so much fun to watch it on a big screen.
Awesome.
Anybody else? The lady there, sorry. Yes. Your friend's pointing at you, that would be you. Yeah.
All of the ways you just described her were completely nondescript. You just went, that lady there, you, next to her. The one with the friend pointing. Not that one, that one. You over there, stand. There you go, no, not you. No, that one, the one in the shirt. The one that's wearing God, bro, you want some?
Don't leave pauses.
We love Danny, but understand Danny because we saw other Castellanos. Will we get to like understand Mindy next season through her family?
Well, we met Rishi, who is the hilarious Karsh, who's super funny.
And we're gonna see more of him. It's tough with my parents, I think, a little, because obviously there's a slightly smaller pool of actors too. And also my dad is such a narcissist. You're like, I'm handsomer than that. I'm like, but Dad, I'm not the person. Like, but eventually I think that'd be great.
Absolutely, especially when you're dating Danny, there's always that moment where your parents meet. So
I'm also obsessed with Danny's mom. That's a character that we've been talking about for next season a little bit, and we have some really great ideas. And pitching on her is a lot of fun. But it's easier for him because he's more damaged by his family, whereas Mindy's family is a little bit. It's kind of less fun to pitch on people where it's like, yeah, she had a pretty good upbringing and didn't.
And they were so
start a lot.
supportive.
They're so supportive, and so it's definitely they are. We always think about them, yeah.
Do you want to pick the next question?
Sure. The woman in the blue dress who's waving her hand frantically. You seem like someone that I've described adequately.
Mindy, I just wanted to say, going off what you were saying about there being a smaller pool of Indian actors, I just wanted to say thank you so much for representing girls like me, because it means so much to us, seriously.
You're welcome.
To have
It's my pleasure.
the hot dudes in the audience, for all of you. But Mindy, I just wanted to say you are my biggest inspiration, and it means so much to have an Indian woman on screen, smart and witty, and she has flaws and she has strengths, and that means so much to girls like me. So thank you.
And I have to say, we can't end it any better than that.
That was amazing.
That was
Thank you
amazing.
so much.
Thank you so much, everyone.